Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Steve Builds. How's everyone doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. Hi, Vince and Derek and DJ Natty and Paul. How are you guys doing? Delmar and Kaylee, Brant and Mr. Clown. Welcome. Nathan, Mitchell, Jorg M, and Delmar. Is ready for continuing the Enraged Rabbit build. Now, most of this isn't going to be Carrot Feeder build today. Most of this is going to be working on Switchwire, but it's all in the with the goal of setting up the Enraged Rabbit setup. So we're going to bounce around, finish up a few bits hopefully today. So hey, Randomness. Hey, Francois. Angie and Paul. Hey, Paul. I've seen you around a little bit. Steve and Ivan, Tracy, Viking Cat. NH3D Canada, thank you for becoming a member. Tojo's, Viking Cat, Zenbender, hello. So, what's been going on this week? I've been busy this week. I've been getting ready for a lot of stuff. We are going to, at the end of this stream, DJ, we will be switch wired. Charlie Cam. Charlie is, where is he? He's sitting on my chair. I'll bring him over here in a bit. Yes, thank you, Patrick. Thank you for the $5. And wish everybody who is a mom or has a mom a good day today. Francois, thank you for becoming a member. Hi, Bill. And Breckle. Hey, Alex. So what have I been doing this week? I have been busy. Yesterday, I had fun working on this. So this is a 350 LDO 2.4 kit that I spent 6 hours on working on this. So my goal with this project here, so this is for local friend. We bought this LDO kit and it's for a local friend's company he works for. So it's a commission to build. I am recording the build of this. I've got the camera set up. The plan is to record it and then kind of record how long it takes to build, for me to build. And I'll probably do like a time lapse or something at the end. There's 2 of these coming, so the second one may have something else going on. But yeah, this is 6 hours of effort right here with no prep before. So the idea was rail prep, heat set inserts, all of that was done as part of that 6 hours. So I feel pretty good about that. Oh, where are we at? Yep, you get a Charlie emoji. I need to think of other ones to put in there. Probably should put a Voron logo on there or something. So, hey, Squirrel Brain. Hey, Ray. Christian. Another V2 clearly outnumbering your tridents as a goal to reduce biasness. Well, this one's not mine. So I have no room, and especially no room for a 350. It barely fits on here. I mean, I had trouble getting things in camera working on that thing. That thing, yeah, you're right, Mr. Clown. It barely fits here. This is kind of my, when I need to walk around and work on a printer, this is a good little surface. It's a little IKEA kitchen island. So, hey, Joseph. Hi, Essa. I am very excited for Murph, Mitchell. I am very much looking forward to that. So, no, DJ Natty, that's, it's not my neighbor's. My neighbor, he's having a ton of fun with his 350 that he built. This is for another friend. So, Jeff H, thanks for becoming a member. Grand for the Geek, thanks for becoming a member. Any project to share on the stealth burner? Progress to share on the stealth burner? No. It's still being finalized and worked on. So I actually don't know exactly where it's at right now. Hi, Brian. How you been? I like the accent color green on that V2. My Micron is coming along great. Very fun build. Yes. So this green is a custom color that one of the Voron members, C. Lee in chat, had commissioned from KVP. We like to refer to it as super green, but I don't know what, let's see, little test part. I don't know what KVP is actually going to call it. Oops, oh, I've got the, let's see if we can get this thing to focus. Why isn't it focusing? Autofocus. Why are you not autofocusing? What did I do? I have no idea. Oh, there we go. Okay. Super green. Hi, Camille. Hey, Delo. Delo. Yeah, I think, Patrick, I think we're at soon. Not at super soon or soonest, but probably soon. Hey, Bob Oliver. It's not quite fluoro green. We can, here's fluoro green. This is KVP fluoro green. See? Quite. Oh, that's the problem. I didn't say focus, damn it. Okay. I'll do that next time. Hey, Sanity. Welcome. Hey, Alex. Torx Fighter. Trident's working great. No hurries for me. I have Gates belts to install when idlers and stealth burner is released in due time. Yes. So, choice of extruder for ERCF. I am going to be using a Galileo, and we've worked on that on stream. We're going to do a little bit more work today because I need to swap out this motor plate side for one that has a spot for a heat set insert for the tool headboard. So, hey, Pietro. Hey, Mark. Hey, Bear Cool. So we are, okay. Switch wire. In the process of being switch wired. I reached out to Lineo and they sent me a, one of their, not full kits because it doesn't have the AC wiring, but a gantry wiring kit for this. So, hey, Gary. Did I say hi, Bear Cool? Hi, Bear Cool. Hi, Angie. So I'm pleased I got to pick color. So I've got orange accent wires. So we have this that's going on. We have, so at first we're going to be doing a regular stealth burner style tool headboard, but I have a stealth burner style that they sent along with this that'll go on later once stealth burner's finalized, and there's a there's one of those, that option for this, a sensor tool head, filament sensor for that. Hey, lol, welcome. Wire switcheroo. Yes, we are switch rewiring. Good job. What's a good place to get Microfit 3 kits at a reasonable price? Bear Cool. I've always bought mine from DigiKey Direct. Now, apparently, Lineo sells a Microfit kit because they included one in the package of stuff they sent me. So there is a variety of, so reach out to KB3D if you're in the US. Otherwise, I'm not exactly sure. Someone else can probably say who other Lineo resellers are. But Yeah, I bought a kit when I first built a Voron, and beyond that, I've been purchasing, after that, I've been purchasing individual components from DigiKey. Martin, building a Trident using your hex trays at the moment. Thanks for the tray, the streams, and especially the printer. Thank you. Yeah, I had to print another one because for this 2.4 build, I've got the green one populated. So I wanted something to organize things on here today, so. I have yet to get my Galileo filament sensor to work. I'm having issues with the washer shim, I believe. Triggers when I test in bench, but not installed. Yes, we found out last stream that the washer you use is critical to your success in here. I am so happy that I ordered those washers from Bolt Depot because every one, I mean, as you move this across here, you probably can't hear it, but every one is just clicking. You can hear it, each one, every time, where before they were getting stuck. And so far, if I look in the filament path, I can see the washer and I can move it back and forth and it drops. I can hear it dropping. Hi, PJ. You're watching on a train going 160 kilometers per hour. What is that, about 80 miles, 90 miles an hour? How fast is that? In 90 miles an hour? Mom's Day shopping freak. Yes, that's very important. Very important. We will be doing a special dinner tonight for my wife. Speaking of which, if I have to step away, I'll let you know, but there is a chance I have to step away. My wife had a surgery on her foot earlier this week, and if she texts me, I gotta go. So I don't anticipate it, but just a warning. To design some stackable trays. Charlie should, where did he go? Oh, he's drinking. It's very important that he drinks. We don't interrupt him when he's drinking his water because of his kidneys. 110? Okay. So, any thoughts about Gridfinity? I have no idea what Gridfinity is. Sorry. What is Gridfinity? I guess I don't have any thoughts. Okay, let's get moving. So let's start with changing this because I want to put the extruder on the tool head here so we can start running the wires. I need to swap out the motor plate for one with a heat set insert. I need a heat set insert. Heat set insert, heat it up. Hey Marcus, welcome. Gridfinity, I need to look it up. Okay. Let's while my iron is heating up, let's switch over. This is documentation for the 2.4 build I was doing. How would I look this up? Gridfinity? 3D printer, quick tool storage. Is this what we're talking about? Oh, okay. I see. I've seen what did, there's a few places who have done stuff like this. I just don't have the right spot for it. So I've come up with my own things. But yeah, that's really cool. And especially the little label tabs and the modularity and stuff. I did not get a new feeder for Charlie yet, Mark, but we did buy him a neat little water fountain to try to encourage him to drink. I don't remember exactly where I got this plate, Troy. I downloaded it from one of the GitHubs. Let's get this heat set in here. Oh, I got a few heat sets to put in. I got a few. I got to get 1, 2, 4. I need to grab 4 more heat sets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, I grabbed 4 right out of the bat. We can say, hi, Charlie. You're putting paw prints on my brand new deck. Look at this. His fur's growing in really well. Zach Friedman. That's the name I was trying to think of. Thanks, Sanity. That guy is I'm impressed with his wordsmithing on his channel. I enjoy listening to that part of his shows. Hey, Leroy. We were just talking about you. Thanks for being here. Very cool. I printed another one of the little hex trays because I'm using the green one for a different project, and I didn't want to pull everything off and get things mixed up, because for this 2.4 build, I'm making sure I use only stuff that came in the kit to see how much of the extras I can do, because I'm even doing a few other extras that it didn't account for. And we got the cat hair. So I'm going to sneak by you here, Charlie, and finish putting in some heat set inserts while you're sitting here. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. There's a few odd ones mixed in my little bin for some reason. What do you put? Okay. Yes, I'm being aware that Charlie's near a hot iron. I've got the corner of my eye on him. Yes, Charlie. One more. Okay, come over here. There we go. Oops. He moved my mouse. I got to catch up on chat because I scrolled. DFH ships with dog hair, you ship with cat hair. I don't ship. I am very much against turning my hobby into a business beyond what I'm doing here on YouTube, but I do not want to deal with product. I don't want to deal with customers. I just want to have fun building. Yeah, that 350 is a big printer. Hey, Hobbyist Notes. Hey, Johnny Boy Tech. You like that, huh? I'm gonna just complete. Oh man, I'm getting hair on my coffee. Charlie is very needy. So the idea here is to do tons of attention, and then he'll go fall asleep. So I either do tons of attention now, or he's in the middle of the build for the whole stream. Would a LRS 150-24 be sufficient for a Trident? That'd be on the edge. I would go 200. Do the UHP or whatever, Charlie, that is the Thunderbolt cable on my laptop. You can't unplug that or we're in trouble. Yeah, let me see. I have one of those right here. Do I have it in here or? Yeah. How about this for the solid fork build? But this is a UHP 200. It is a tiny power supply. Can you put the 350 on a scale when it's finished? Sure, I can try. Let me see if I actually have coffee here in the coffee. No, it just stayed on the outside. We'll put that over there. Yeah, so once again, that's a UHP 200-24. I mean, it's only 55 millimeters wide, about 200 millimeters long, about 190. Hey, Kenneth Singh. Sanity, I'm building them for a friend. They're a commission build. I purchased the kits from LDO. I got one in this round. I'll get another one in the next round. So yeah, so I'm going, the idea on that first build is to see how long it takes me. Viking Cat, do you recommend the Lineo harnesses? So of the harnesses that are available, that are the pre-made harnesses that are available, I've only tried the LDO ones that come in a kit and the Lineo. And I'm very happy with the Lineo ones. So I have no complaints whatsoever. But I also haven't tried any others besides those two. So yes, I would recommend them, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't recommend any of the others that are out there. I just haven't tried them. Let's see if I actually have coffee in the coffee. Did I say coffee? I meant hair in the coffee. Okay, we have to actually make progress here, Charlie. That's not food. It's trying to eat the wire brush. Crash brush. I see a rabbit toolhead PCB in the background. If you're using this one, you will need to just make a couple of changes on the harness. Oh, okay. What kind of changes? Mostly using your 5-volt wire as a wire that is connected to the chamber thermistor, and connect your LD wire to a 5-volt pin for powering up the filament sensor and other 5-volt stuff. Can you DM me that in Discord so I don't lose it in chat, Leroy? Mostly using your 5-volt wire as the wire that is connected to the chamber thermistor, and connect your LD wire. What's the LD wire? For powering up the filament sensor and other 5-volt stuff. I am spreading this Charlie fur everywhere. But he's slowing down a little bit, I feel. I feel he's had enough of the boy. Use any Furminator on Charlie or similar brush? No. We used to brush him a lot more than we do now. Okay, Charlie, are you ready to go to sleep? Oh, he hears rustling in the kitchen. Here we go. Okay, let me defer. Defer my work area. Close the door. All the Charlie attention. Okay. Hey, Pex Pepper. Welcome. There's a different pinout between the ERCF board and the Stealth Burner ERCF board LEDs, what he was pointing out. So I am using an afterburner version of the tool head first. Does that make a difference? Hey, Modbot. Welcome. afterhead version of the tool, afterburner version of the tool head board first. Later, when Stealth Burner is officially released and there's an official filament sensor option for it, I'm going to swap this over to that. So let's see. Let's continue. Take this apart. This won't take long. Afterhead version of the tool burner. Oh, is one of the... Maybe a little bit. I don't know what I can do about that, though. Camera's out of sync. Oh, crap. Oh, that was the washer. Where did it go? The washer that was in the tool head board went where? Got 1 second longer before I just grab a new one. Okay, I'll have to find a new one. I was told that Stealth Burner was being pulled from beta. Is there any word on when final release will be available? The beta channel and beta feedback has finished. There is still some final things to do before it's ready for release, but there isn't a timeline for that yet. Yes, so you can still get to all of the files for it. They haven't been removed from availability. You go to the Afterburner GitHub repo, and then they are under the Stealth Burner SB beta branch. Okay. We get to play the in and out game with Charlie. Come on. Okay, did I capture all of the heat sets? Yes. Oh, and apparently he has not gotten enough attention. What way do I want to go with this? I think I want to go like that. Hi, Charlie. Don't you be playing with that stuff. I know you're just itching to knock that off the bench. That moves smooth. Let's see. I think Stealth Burner will be prepared to include a Revo high flow mount. After that has been tested, it'll get a final release. I don't know anything about the Revo high flow either. When building a new V2.4, should I go with Stealth Burner or start with Afterburner and wait? It's up to your comfort level with the assembly. Stealth Burner is really nice. and it's pretty well baked. I wouldn't hesitate to put it together, but it is still a beta part, so. Oh. Oh. Charlie or enough attention, pick one. Okay. Hi, Charlie. Almost done with this. And where's that other piece? Here we go. The Stealth Burner PCB moved the 5 volts from the small 2x1 microfit to the 7x2, replacing the chamber thermistor and the free spot on. Ooh, that's a lot to absorb. Okay, so that is swapped. And there we go. Jim Lee, off-topic question. Do you remember which video it is where you were setting up color settings for a display? Oh boy. I don't off the top of my head. Got a heat set that's a little proud of the surface here. You get the right cat. The problem is getting the right cat is always a gamble, right? I just had a heat set that's just a little proud of the surface there that I wanted to correct. Hi, Ken. Gotta go fix the mower deck. Have fun. Stealth Burner version of the boards are not going to have a chamber thermistor. I don't think so. I don't have one super handy. This is I ordered that off of Nero's merch store when I ordered the shirt, the Crimpin' Ain't Easy shirt. Okay. Get to play with your metal glue gun. Nice. Okay, let's see. Let's take all this stuff off of here and figure out, there's going to be some connectors I probably have to change from my previous setup here. And in fact, I know they're going to be. So this is going to be an entire stream of working on this. We're not going to make a lot of, we're going to make a lot of progress towards the carrot feeder build, but this is all peripheral stuff. So there we go. And this is a Revo Voron we have in here. We put this in when I was doing the dusting off switchwire streams. I've got probably just about every connector here needs to be changed for this. I'll have to figure that out because I have a X end stop on the board here. So this and this are going to have to mate, and that looks okay. I just want to make sure the, oops, PTFE tube goes fine. There we go. That's interesting. Maybe this needs to be tightened. Oh yeah, that wasn't tight. There we go. That's better. Make sure all of these are, oops, are tight. So after today's stream, we will be, yeah, Bear Cool, I know I'll have to change connectors again once I go there because they're all JST PH and these are JST XH, is that right? JST XH, yeah. So after today's stream, we're gonna put the carrot feeder project on hold only because I received on Thursday or Friday the LDO Trident beta kit, and LDO has sent that to me similar to what we did with the 2.4 back around Christmas time, where the intent was to build the first version of the kit and give feedback on anything that needs to change. So we'll be building it with that in mind, not as anything other than being able to share with you guys that process. So we'll be starting that next Sunday, and similar to the 2.4 kit, and yeah, Kenneth, it'll be a 300 cube. Similar to the 2.4 kit, I want to finish this project within a compressed time frame. A normal full printer build takes 7 or 8 weeks, or 7 to 8 streams worth of content to complete, and I want to finish this to give them proper feedback, so we don't delay an eventual kit release in a shorter amount of time. So I'll be doing Sunday streams, probably Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday will be the idea. So the cool thing about this one that I haven't been able to do yet is I'm gonna have a few giveaways. Now the giveaways will be a part for the kit or whatever every Sunday stream. I won't be giving away, I won't have any giveaways for the weekday streams because I don't want to, the weekday streams are not in an ideal time. So I don't want to restrict or limit the opportunities for folks that aren't in a time zone friendly to my weekday streams. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be exciting and fun. So. And I guarantee Charlie will be helping. Okay, we have a tool headboard, so we have to figure out what we're gonna do with these connectors. So what do I have on here? These are so tiny. Where's the, there's a GitHub for this, right? Nine-hour, yeah, I understand that's hard. They will be shorter streams, similar to with the 2.4. They will be somewhat shorter, so hopefully they're a little easier to view after. But there's no other way for me to finish a build within a reasonable amount of time. So, Ken, yeah, this is a lineal harness. And someone mentioned I won a prize on Modbot's giveaway stream on Wednesday, and I had entered that. I was watching. I had entered that, and it didn't really occur to me that, you know what, I might not be here for this whole stream, and you have to be present to win. So I had to run an errand for my wife, and I was out and about, and I get a DM from someone saying, "Hey, you won something," and so I was a little discombobulated, and go on, and my thought was I wasn't there. Re-roll it. So I didn't even know what it was. I wasn't there. I probably shouldn't have said anything and just let it re-roll. But I'm excited to get it, and I'm excited to win. So thanks again, Modbot Dan, for that. That was fun. but I felt I kind of fumbled there. So, okay, we need to find is this under the Voron hardware? I saw that, DJ Natty. Afterburner toolhead PCB. So do we have like it's written on here, but I wanted to get a little more information on here because it doesn't actually say probe. I'm not 100% clear which one is the probe. It's hard to tell. The writing is smaller even for my 5x magnification glasses. I see hot end fan and part cooling fan and thermistor. Oh, and there's X end stop. So you can see here. And then, but of these two, which one is the probe and which one is the filament sensor? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is there a AVL is the top and filament sensor is the bottom? Okay, I'm gonna go with that. They might be on the, is it on the ERCF page? The CAD image says top one is the probe. That's two people saying that, so we're gonna go with it. Okay, so that means I need to switch this connector to a JST XH on both of these. So I have microfits on there now. So I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna try something a little risky here. I'm gonna try a tool I've never tried. So Leroy also sent me a little pin removal tool. Let's see if I can get an idea of how this works before I try it. I have the official one, and I'm pretty good at using it. This is the official one. This one's about $20 though, but it's been worth it to me. This one is supposed to, so let's take a pin and just kind of get an idea for how that goes. I think that just goes in sideways probably and pushes those pins in. Got to go that way. Is that correct? Is there two different sizes? Are you still here, Leroy? Are there two different sizes of these? I got two different ones, two different colors, and I'm thinking they might be two different sizes. That's a kind of a tight fit there. Let me see if I can find the other one. It's easy to use it as an inserting tool, as an extractor tool. It takes some tries. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. It's an insert tool, and that is helpful because I often have to find my tiny screwdriver or something that I can push them in, because often the wire is too flimsy and it just bends over when you try to push it in. So let me see. Yeah, these are the same size. They're just different colors, it looks like. Okay. I'm going to use those as an insertion tool, and I'm going to go with what I know. And since I have it, I'm going to go with this. And I'm switching my glasses all over the place. So just go straight in, a little bit of a wiggle. Look at that. I am getting good at that. Now I'm going to screw it up. Now that I've said that. That one did not want to go. This one's still silicone wire. I'm just going to leave it. Make sure I'm actually getting to the side of the pin there. There we go. A little bit more force, but I'm not going to be reusing those, so. Hey, Andres. But if it's correct the first time. You need a set of optivisors for the detailed work. I have a pair at work that I use. I don't like things that I have to have on my head and then move down for the magnification. I'd rather just swap out the glasses because these don't get in the way at any other time. They do get a little dusty. They're a little dusty. Hey, Tony. Okay, those are off. This is going to go here. I'm going to just leave the length on here on these, even though it's probably a little long. For this iteration, I'm not going to have a wire cover. I'm going to clean it up as much as possible. But since I'm running to Galileo, I don't know that there's a proper wire cover for it. I'll put these away. So what do I have in here? I got all JST PHs and zip ties and bases. I don't need that. This is going to have to get... Nope, this is all good. Those are all the right things. Okay. Crimpers and strippers and wire cutters. Pins, and we need a couple of 3-pin, or 3-pin and a 2-pin. Okay, can't get my fingers in there. Is there a number for 3D addiction? Yes, there should be. AM Anonymous, Additive Manufacturing Anonymous. Hey, Jokernut. Modbot, $4.99, Coffee Fund, or a mouse toy for Charlie. Thank you. Yes, plenty of coffee. Okay, let's get this thing crimped up so we can put the extruder on. Oh, let's go here. Right there. Try to do this without having to strip any of this jacket off. My cheaper. What am I going to need? I'm going to need 5 of these, so. that. Okay, what is the pinout on this thing? Where's the board? So what did we say? The top one is ABL, right? And the bottom one is the sensor. Where did my mouse go? ABL is the top. Okay. So ABL is the top one. And we have ground, signal, and power. I like to visualize the orientation of the pin. So, and then power is brown, signal is black, and ground is blue on these. That's correct, right? Power. So these two need to swap. Black and blue need to swap. Anybody confirm? I'm pretty sure I got that right. The power. Black is the signal and ground is blue. Anybody? So this is going to go like, it's going to have to go like that. And I scrolled down. You're correct on the wiring. Awesome, thank you. Just trying to twist my brain around which direction I need to hold these to crimp them so everything lines up correctly. I think it goes right like this. These things are so unintuitive, the wiring on these probes. They don't match anything else out there. I wonder what the source of that is. There's got to be some reason they went with that color combination for the wires. Does anybody know? One more for this. Maybe they're just jerks. We'll go with that. Okay, last double check. We've got power, signal, ground. We're gonna go for it. Oh crap. I went through all of that and I think I got it backwards. So let's double check here. Yeah, I got it backwards, but I can just move these around, I think. Let's go power. signal. Yep, we are good there. There we go. They're just twisted a little bit. That'll be fine. Suddenly brown is the line, blue the neutral, and black the second line for AC wire here. And yeah, black I'm not 100% sure though. Every city has its own color codes. Yeah. You would just expect the black line to be ground, right? There, and now the question is, once this is on here, so let's take both of these here and set this in place. My X end stop wires are not long enough. So I might as well just redo them, right? Instead of extending them and trying to solder up here, I might as well just take this apart and redo them. Can I get to everything? I think I can get to everything. I think I'm just going to redo them. So I'm using a Super Pinda in here. And then this, some space here. What did I use for the fasteners on that? Way back when I built this. There's a, where's my, this might work. Of course it doesn't. It's too big. Where is my small Phillips? I used to have it in here. Oh, yep, there it is. What do we got? Watching while working. One. A little tight with everything still in place. Two, and then a wire. Harness came with some extra wire here, so I'm going to steal some of that. See you, Bill. Have a good day. Have a good Mother's Day. There we go. I'll go with this. There we go. Hey, Ansgar. Welcome. So I just need two wires about, oh, and these are so thin compared to the, look at that. The wire compared to that silicone wire. And I just dropped it on the floor. So we're gonna go just a couple inches over. Just an estimate right now. Hopefully that's enough. There's no plastic to peel. We'll have plenty of plastic to peel in the upcoming streams, I promise. I took the paper coating off of the deck panel here yesterday, and it came off so much easier than the trouble I had on those before. So I don't know if maybe just luck of the draw, a little fresher, maybe, the paper coating on it. This out of the way. Do a little bit of soldering. I'm gonna do a little bit of soldering, but I'm not gonna bother to hook up my my little fume extractor. Hi, Andy. Second time catching me live. Thanks for all the great content. Patiently awaiting your 2.4 LDO kit, and your vids help a lot. Great, I'm awesome. It's because I didn't stream it. You're right. It's gonna be a pain in the neck when I do the other one, isn't it? Okay, that. Soldering iron, temperature on, that and that. Seems like this is a good time to switch to clicky on switch wire, or you keep the regular melty probe. Right now, the melty probe. I promise we will get to a stream where I'm going to cover the magnets in the bed and their effect on the inductive probe, or no effect, depending on what we find out. All of that is coming. Old silicone wires gone. Real quick, tin the ends. Hold my breath. This stuff is pretty bad. I'm really glad to use the fan. I just don't want to get it out right now. I don't know if you can see the smoke going away. I didn't smell that at all, so I must be okay, right? There, and there. And we're done with the soldering. I think I'm going to twist this a little bit just for wire management. Easier to route it, I think. And we got to figure out how it goes back in there. Hey, Andrew. Okay. This guy goes in there. I think those have to be bent over. Grab a screwdriver. Yep. We are good. Just wasted 2 hours of print because I forgot to adjust the extrusion multiplier on your EM's test cubes. Oops! How far off was it? Okay, so now this comes through here, and that hopefully is plenty of wire to hit the tool head board. So if we put this, leave that there, put that there, and then this is gonna go right there. Let's get a little button head screw and a nylon washer. Temporarily fix that to the Hi Yves. How do you say your name? Or at least your screen name? Oh yeah, plenty of wire this time. So I'm gonna just kind of sneak that up the side of these. Sneak it up the side, something like that. I think I'm gonna leave it pretty much. I might cut like a few millimeters off these wires, but I think I'm gonna go right there. That was pretty good guess, almost on the edge of a little, cutting it a little close, but we're good. Okay, why did that completely, all the painstaking twists I put in there came completely out. Oh well. May have missed it. Did you say what colors you were using on the Trident? I didn't say. I'll bring those out here in a second. Oops, wrong device, wrong tool. I didn't say, but we can do a little show and tell. There's a couple of surprises in store for that that Trident build. I'm not going to cover those today. I'll let them be surprises. I've been going over it a little bit, looking at the parts and stuff. Now this polarity doesn't matter, so I can't see a darn thing without these, at least close up. So I've been going over a few of the parts, just make sure things are good. We did have a little shipping hiccup, but that won't affect us until probably a couple of weeks into the build. So plenty of time to get that sorted. Hey, Golden Jaguar, welcome. It's French pronounced Eve. Okay, thank you. Eve. So that's going to go there, and then we can put our probe back in. Now, got to be able to get the... There we go. Get my finger in there for the little bracket, that little screw bracket. Hopefully I can get that to touch. There we go. Awesome. There. And then I'll have to adjust this height again. I can probably do that right now, actually. So I don't have to remember. Okay, so that is way too low right now. There's kind of a spot in there it kind of settles into right here. So let's see if that's where I want to be. Just a little bit higher. That's at like 0.5 millimeter right now. Hoping to start a Trident yourself after the summer. Yeah, Trident's a fun build. Go a little bit higher because that's at like 1 millimeter. The sense distance on these Pinda probes, Super Pinda and the Pinda, is about 2.2 millimeters. So you need to have this really close. And that's about where I want it to be. I think that will just barely clear my screw stops in the back by like 0.5 millimeter. So I think that's where I want to be. What filament did I use for the black parts of the Galileo clockwork? So this is KVP Stellar Red, or Stellar Black. KVP Stellar Black. I don't know why I said red. Printed parts for the Trident. Printed parts for the Trident. Trident parts. We have Sparta Sparkle Fluorescent Blue. And this won't be used in the first part of the build, but this is Sparta 3D Obsidian Black. So let's see here. We've got this, and this. Okay. So this might be a good color combo test here. So fluorescent sparkle blue and obsidian black. And where did I put that? Where did I put that? I knew this question was going to come up, so I prepared, and now I'm not finding it. I have a extrusion. I brought an extrusion in. Where did I put that? Well, that's puzzling. Let me see if I left it in the other room. Yep, I left it in the other room. Space gray. What do you think? And the fluorescent blue is the main color. The black is the accent. What do you think of that? So, Golden Jaguar, thanks for becoming a member. Okay, let's get back to... I found these bins at Target, and they're $2 each for a lid and a bin. And there's a couple of sizes. There's one that's about twice as deep as this, but they didn't have any in the clear. But these are really handy, I'm finding out. They stack. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So similar to the 2.4, we will be building the kit to spec. So it'll be afterburner, all that stuff. And then we'll cover the extras that come with the kit in a following stream after the main build. So stealth burner, the Nevermore filter, however that ends up going on a Trident, stuff like that. Nozzle brush, they're including some parts for a nozzle brush. At least that's the plan. So everything we do on that Trident stream is subject to change because it's a beta kit. But so keep that in mind. Is Stealth Burner released yet? No. After many thousands of hours of printing on a 2.4, I've noticed a little bit of belt wear, figuring I'll do that and everything in R2 at the same time. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hi, Dominic. Can I use clicky probe for switch wire? I think there's a version for switch wire. It has to move the dock into the path, right? I haven't actually looked. Does it have to be an active dock, or is there another option for that? Does the Clockwork 2 you have there have large gears? I don't have a Clockwork 2 right here. We have a Galileo. Derek, Steve question. I'm now really getting into printing ABS parts. How do you think of tolerances when you design for ABS? More space around holes? How do you approach material shrinkage? And thank you for $10. So in general, the ABS, it's not necessarily scaling. Scaling isn't the whole story, especially when you're talking about relatively small parts. The X and Y compensation ends up being pretty minuscule and sometimes not even a factor. A lot of the things that you look at don't really matter, like the width of the AB drives on Trident or Voron 2. It doesn't really matter how much they shrink this way because they're just bolted to a extrusion that it is adjustable, right? So as long as for general 3D printing tolerances, you make considerations for like hole size. We usually go 3.4, 3.5 millimeters for an M3 screw, for instance. And we do 4.7 millimeters for a heat set insert. As long as you kind of establish those things that you know work, most things aren't a problem. Now, where I have done actual shrinkage compensation is in longer parts, where it matters. So in things like the skirts, longer parts shrinking, you end up with, you design it so you end up with the gap that you're looking for. But for something like the controller mounts as a spot, those are designed in CAD to be just a little longer than the hole spacing on the controllers. And that's just trial and error mostly. You make a good guess and then see how well it works. But much of the design of these printers doesn't really matter if something has some or small, less than a percent, fraction of a percent shrinkage in X and Y. Brand, I saw Sparta had the Obsidian Black back in stock about a month ago, and I ordered a couple of rolls, and they still have it in stock. So it looks like they've got a pretty good, or at least last time I checked, because I ordered another roll. And so it looks like they've got a handle on keeping that in stock, at least until everybody goes and buys it. Will official Trident eventually be spec'd to 300 by 300? No. So this is something that LDO is doing as kind of a differentiator for their kit. They're speccing the correct lead screws, integrated lead screw steppers, and all the other parts in order to make that happen. There's not a significant change from the spec build in terms of parts. There's no different parts. It's just longer extrusions, longer linear rails, and longer integrated lead screw steppers. And then the panels change. And a couple extra links you need on the rear Z. But still, we want to spec to commonly available parts, and it's still easier to find 300 millimeter integrated lead screw steppers than 350 millimeter integrated lead screw steppers. Let me put this aside. Okay, so we have this and this. We've adjusted our probe. Pull this off. Okay, while this is off, I'm going to, I think I can just run this right here, but I need to crimp up the stepper wiring to go here. Now, when I switch to the Stealth Burner version, it does a little, I think it's up here. Let me see, where is that? I don't want to back myself into a corner, back myself into having to extend those wires. So the Stealth Burner version of the board is on the back side here for the stepper, which means we can approximate that. And let's go let's just hold that there. Do something like this and there. I want that as short as possible because I'm gonna have to find something to do with that extra wire while it's down here. So I want to give enough room to where when I cut the XH pins off, I still have enough space to, let's go right there, to cut the TH pins on. Where did that go? There it is. So we're gonna cut that right there. And I am going to, where did I put those? I want to put a little bit of heat shrink on that. I've been rearranging my work area here, trying to get a little more organized storage. So where I put stuff, I gotta figure out where I put everything. I have here we are, a little thing of heat shrink tube that I have not opened yet. These are a little short. Do I have something better? That'll work. Okay. What do we got? That's just about the right length. Just a little bit off. I have a lot of heat shrink there. But I didn't have a lot of small diameter black. That's why I bought that little kit. Okay, so let's go right there. Now I'm going to keep this end to match the pin out. Wire order. And then 4 terminals. This is going to be a full stream of hanging out and wiring this, isn't it? That is a good thing. This, I got to say that after having spent 6 hours straight, I didn't take any real breaks. I wanted to just, I really want to met a feel on how long a build takes on my own without rushing, just doing what needs to be done. But after doing that yesterday, holy moly, is it nicer to have someone to chat with. May not be as productive, but this is good. I like, may not be as quick. It's arguably more productive. Let's see. Above 250 millimeter lead screw can start whipping. Yeah, it's harder to manufacture a lead screw that's longer for sure. That's nice and straight. We'll find out on that build how much of a handle LDO has on those. If you want interesting filaments, check out Fiberlogy, Vertigo Gray, and Onyx Black. Are those a ABS or ASA? I've heard of them. Is my company not enough for you? So proof that he enjoys the camera attention. He didn't bug me at all. That whole 6 hours, he didn't jump up here and try to get pets. So he must like being on camera. because he did not once. Okay, so blue, yellow, green, red. So blue, yellow, green, red, just like that. Ah, let's get this. Blue. Yellow. It could be, but I'd like to think that he likes being on camera. Green. He is fast asleep. He's got his paw over his nose again. "3DP Freak, thank you for becoming a member." Okay. Good evening, I'm late. Had to water my veggie garden. It's bone dry here in the Netherlands. It is bone dry here in California. We are at emergency levels of reservoirs are empty, which is a problem. Blue, yellow, green, red. There we go. Go, all those in there. And then I'm going to hit that with the heat gun. Charlie probably knows you're interacting with others while streaming. Yeah, something about it. He likes being up here when I'm streaming. Choosing colors for Aurora is hard. After seeing her Trident parts, I have the impulse to reprint all parts. I constantly have that impulse to change colors when I see a combo I like. Tim Knox, thanks for becoming a member. Ugh. Let's see if this is loud on stream. I always put you on mute because I assume it's going to be loud, but I wonder if noise cancellation will take care of it. Let me know. How is that? Maybe when I talk it gets bad, but it's probably better when I'm not talking. While it's still warm, kind of want to mold it. Can't hear it all? Terrible noise? Sounds like a jumbo jet? No noise when I'm not talking. Yeah, I figured. Okay, so that's going there. So now I need to make a little jumper wire from the sensor to here, just a teeny tiny short jumper wire. So I'm gonna need more of this stuff. 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2 of these. Now, what is the pinout of that guy? So let's see if we can find that documentation on the ERCF. We have there was instructions that I came across. Where was that? Oh, it was in the regular, these instructions. Okay, what page was that? Super fast scroll mode. Hey, look at that. What noise cancellation are you using? I don't know. I just have the filter set up in, let me see if I can find out. No, nothing there. I don't know. I haven't paid attention to F1, Martin. It interests me, but being in the US, it's not as pushed as much as far as being able to watch it. I don't know if I had switched over when I was doing super fast scroll mode, but I ended up going right to it in the second attempt. So this is this. Now, does it have a indication of what the pinout is? I forgot to put the washer back in. Oops. Now, they're supposed to be bringing an F1 race to Las Vegas later this year, and we were thinking about trying to attend, me and my friends. Let me find, before I forget again, let me get one of these washers and put it in the tool head board. I mean, in the tool head. So one of these washers, and do a little bit of deburring. Yeah, running F1 cars on the Vegas Strip is going to be nuts. I wonder where that one was that it dropped. No, there isn't an F1 track. They're running on the streets. They're planning on running the entire length of the strip. Yeah, later this year, they're doing an F1 race in Vegas. It's been announced. I don't know any details beyond that. Okay, that there. This is. I wish I would have remembered this. Pull all this apart. What is the preference? Do folks prefer street courses or dedicated tracks? I thought it was this fall that they were doing Vegas. But that's just what I heard from my friends. Bing. Okay. So now this washer goes in here. Let's see. I can see it. Let's see how well it. Now I can't. I can see it. Okay. So it looks like it's moving as freely as the last one. So let's put all this back together. November 2023. Okay. I wonder when tickets are going to go on sale for that. Dave, thanks for becoming a member. Dave is here, man. I don't know if it's... When did I allow membership? Last Saturday. I turned it on a week ago Saturday. Yeah, I don't think tickets are available yet, but... Okay, so that goes there. Now we have... So if this is like that, I got to do some more mental gymnastics to figure out the pin out of this harness. I am going to do colors on this wire just so to help. Yes, everybody is still early adopters. Very much appreciated. Lol, thanks for becoming a member. This is my miscellaneous PTFE wire box. What colors do I want to do here? Let's do... Yeah, let's just do yellow, black, and red. Yellow, black, and red. What do I have? There's some black. I have black from the kit, too. Hi, Charlie. At least paw print should clean off. No, I haven't tested the filament sensor. TC's Garden, thanks for becoming a member. You sent me the pinout link on Discord. I saw that. I'll check it. Thank you. I'll grab my yellows and reds from here. And I only need like next to no length on this. Hi, Charlie. See? He did not bug me once yesterday. So he likes being on camera. Yes. Okay, yellow, red, and black. There's my wires. Let me check my Discord messages. Oh, where is that? There. Afterburner toolhead PCB. Is that what we're talking about? What are we looking at for the ERCF version? I don't see a pin out here though. Yes, Charlie. Your dog can see Charlie? That's awesome. Whining. Might be good to give the sensor a test before you have to disassemble it too much. How would I test that? What's the test process? Is there a test outlined here in the instructions? Whew. I got to put a magnet in there too. I did see Nero. That made me cringe. Ate that grub screw. Oh, that just made me shiver. It was terrible. I'm so glad he didn't actually break something. Testing the sensor. Once the M3 steel washer and the magnet are inserted, do not assemble the whole tool head nor install it. Go to page 82 to check that the sensor is working properly first. Okay. Make sure the washer is properly inserted. So I've done that. Testing the sensor. Ensure the proper... Well, we can't really test it until I get... Pet the cat. If I keep ignoring him, he'll jump up on my shoulders. And that's a little funny. I'm going to take the risk, because I need to finish wiring this. I'm going to take the risk of having to disassemble it. It's a switch wire. It's easy to get apart. We will test this once we're further along. There's no official race on the F1 calendar in Las Vegas, as far as I know, only on the Circuit of the America on the 23rd of October. Okay. There's one to be decided on the 25th of September. I'm not fully familiar with what's going on, so I don't know. In the meantime, I am going to crimp and try to get a good enough grip on these small PTFE wires to actually strip them. Figure out... Oh, I'm sorry, Charlie. Oh. Oops. I'll give you extra pets for that. Oh. It's getting me back, tail to the face. What do you got there? Oh, that's a zip tie or a wire tie. You can play with that. What are you eating? Piece of tape from the harness. What do we got here? Where's my mouse? That's not food. That's not food. These crimped up first. Then we can figure out length and have something to actually hold on to when we strip the other side. He did. He gave me a look. We have his follow-up for his kidney issues next month, so I suspect he's doing good, so he's back to his normal needy self. So if I go here, I can see the pin wire. Oh, there, it's right there. So coming out of there on a connector, so I've got power is right here. The middle one is ground. Right there. And that end one is signal. Now he wants out. That right there covers that. And then if I plug this in, I think I'm just going to go with the length that I grabbed. Did you mention the pliers for the crimps somewhere? What do we mean? Does Charlie cross your path on purpose, so if you hit him by accident, you're sorry, you have to pet him to calm him down? No, he just comes up and he does this pawing thing. You've seen it. He does that incessantly. Okay, so let's strip these ends, which is a lot easier with something to grab onto. There we go. And 3 more. Which tool is it? So I am using the iWis 2820M. I've used this for all of my builds. I have not felt the need to buy the engineer ones because these have worked. Now, that's not to mean that I wouldn't fall in love with the engineer ones if I tried them, but I haven't felt I needed to. I do have the engineer PA06 wire strippers, and I like these. These replaced, I had some, I think I bought these at like Home Depot or something, Paladin Tools wire strippers, and these worked pretty well, and I like the ergonomics of them, but these seem sharper, so they've been working for these thin PTFE wires. Yeah, the 2820 is about half the price of the PA09s. Okay, back to this. Our pinout on the toolhead board is listed. So ground signal is in the middle on this side and power's on the end. So we switch it up a little bit. And I've got wires that are very different lengths, so I'm going to redo these. At least redo that middle one, the ground wire. It's longer than the rest for some reason. So this goes here. The bottom one is the sensor. We've got ground there. Let's go this way. Oh, I don't know why I switched. I think I wanted to read chat, but if the 3220s are the ratcheting ones, I bought those and returned them. I didn't like the feel. I think my impression is that that the manual ones are probably a little more versatile in terms of you can kind of finesse a wider range of terminals than you could with a ratcheting and more automatic setup. So I can get away with crimping like DuPont connectors and stuff, even though it's not fun and it's not pretty. Okay, so this goes in the bottom, and we have ground on the end. So ground there. Oops. Ground, signal, and power. Now, I am going to take my marker and write T on this one for toolhead board, and S on that one for sensor. The pinout is different, and I don't want to mix it up later. So let's do a little twisting here too. So that should go like that. Yes, I like the ratcheting crimpers for those as well. I don't know where mine are. I have the bomb ones, the ones that are listed on the tool guide, the suggested ones, the yellow handle ones. For strippers, take a look at Pierre Gincomi tools. They're amazing and really low cost. Okay. Use them in your drone business? What kind of drone business? That's on my list of I'd like to do projects as an FPV drone. I think I mentioned that a stream or two ago. For just guessing, that's a pretty good length on those wires. Not too tight. Kind of bend it out of the way just fine. Okay, all of this will crimp or will bolt on now. That will go right there. Now we have to do redo the Revo here. What if, because these come with a microfit, I've got another Revo Voron. Where did I put that? I've got another Revo Voron here somewhere. Oh, there it is. How close is this to being the right length? Because it's the right connector for the heater already. That would go right there. Let's give this a try. I was going to use this for a V0 project, but I can repurpose this one if it works. I still have to do the thermistor, which may need a lengthening of the wires. Okay, so I like to, when installing the Revo, I like to strain relief this by taking the wires forward, then bending them around. I know I lose some length in the wires that way, but I don't want to bend this strain relief that comes on them if I can avoid it. So I'm going to do the same on this one. Let's see how close those wires are. So I'm going to bend these around. Yeah, the thermistor's not going to reach no matter what. The heater is a stretch and it probably doesn't actually reach. So I'm going to abandon that idea and go ahead and take this connector apart because I've already extended the wires. I just need to crimp new terminals onto them. So that was a thought, an attempt. I've already extended these wires, so it'll be easier to just crimp new proper length connectors on them. See ya, Francois. Am I saying that right? I try. I have no problem being corrected, so. Hey, Q. Oh, there's Charlie wanting back in. There we go. Let me let him in. Yes, Charlie. Yeah, I agree. That's the biggest complaint I have is that the wires are a bit short. If they were just another little bit longer, it'd be so much more useful. Okay, so we're just gonna put this right back in here. Yeah, Chuck, this tool, I hear a lot of people breaking it, and I brought this up before. When I insert this into the end of the connector, I do a twisting motion instead of a bending motion. And Charlie's settling in to go to sleep. Can you rotate the hot end 90 or 180 to get the length you need? No, because I'm choosing for the wires to come out the front, and there's only so sharp you can bend that. There's a couple of reasons that I do that. One is so I don't bend the strain relief, but the other is with that strain relief bent. Let me demonstrate that when I get this on. With that strain relief bent, or the way it is right now, when I remove the nozzle brake, the heater core stays pretty much lined up instead of being bent out of the way by being forced in another direction. This stays pretty close to the way it was, so there's not a lot of rubbing and stuff. It's a lot easier to put the nozzle back in. I thought the same thing on Friday while installing my Revo. Why didn't they like 20 millimeters more? Yeah. Is that the preferred cable direction? This is my preferred cable direction because there's room to do it. You can't go out the back because you'll run into the sensor, the probe. So I take it out the front. It pretty much takes it right to the, there's room for it to bend right there. And you only get so many times of bending that strain relief before it breaks. So this is the most relaxed configuration right here. There's no extra strain. There's plenty of room for that wire to make that bend. Yeah, out the side, you have to bend that strain relief quite a bit. So this is my preference. And I've done that since I was in the beta program for Revo, and I noticed that first time install. So my very first, the beta, this is the beta. I did the same exact thing. Had to extend the wires too, but okay, so this on there and this on there. We need, so this is hot end. So I want a little bit of extra there. And I think I'm gonna go right there. And this one is just gonna go, and basically I'm gonna cut that even. I think I'm gonna use all the wire I can on that one. Because remember, I gotta redo the, I won't have to redo the heater one, but I'll have to redo the thermistor one, and that might need to be extended next time. I think I'm right at the edge. How did the wire extension hold up over time? No problems. There's no movement here. So just a well soldered and then heat shrunk joint. I got to sneak. Excuse me. What's your go-to hot end if you go on, let's say, under $100? I don't know, as far as, because the Dragon isn't readily available anymore. Maybe a Dragonfly. Those are decent. I don't want. I mean, my go-to will be, because I'm a believer in this setup, not necessarily for the hot swap ability, but for the elimination of a joint there that can leak, and the toolless setup. So as the Revo ecosystem evolves, I will be using it more. I don't use it more because I like to print carbon fiber ABS, and there isn't a hardened nozzle available yet. So as soon as that's available, I will be switching probably mostly to these, because I don't print super fast. I print relatively fast, but not to the point of actually needing a high flow hot end. Hi, Jason. Yeah, so my perspective, of course, is the US perspective. It's more difficult to get a Dragon. I have a bunch of Dragons here. I just put a Rapido on a printer. I haven't actually printed with it yet though. And other than that, I have mostly Dragons installed and Dragonflies. Yeah, just about anything is going to be fine. I need to try the, I still need to try, this will end up going on the switch wire conversion when I do it, but the proto print guy here, I need to try that. Are you worried the Sparta 3D Sparkle will wear the nozzle at all? No. It might, but I haven't worried about it. Okay, let's get this going. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Rapido with a CHT nozzle. I haven't tried a CHT nozzle either. Can I see what the dragon looks like? Do I have a dragon? I have a dragon here somewhere. I mean, it's in a tool head, but that's the dragon. This is version 1 of the dragon. This is an older. Jason Taylor, thanks for becoming a member. I have heaps of dragons here. No, I thought my middle name was Builds, not Daenerys. Let's make them do Ridge Bound in their set. Yes, agreed, Sanity. A rigid mount on that will be welcome. I've been revered my dual Bowden. Is there any way to select which to preload and purge T0, T1? Well, the T0 and T1 and Clipper are just macros, so you can call that in whatever. Whatever the active tool is, the macro just sets the active extruder. Okay. Wonder if we should get to some actual harness installation today. Oh, those are some thick boys. Hopefully I didn't cut these too short. What do we have here? Hi, Mr. K. Welcome. Get out of the way. There we go. And where's the other one? There it is. There's one. It's one advantage to a dragonfly. You can remove the groove mount and ridge mount it. Yep. House of Targaryen. I don't know about. I hope that series, that new HBO series turns out. I was so disappointed. I mean, as most people, having read most of the books, I think I've read all the Game of Thrones books, or the Song of Ice and Fire, or Fire and Ice, but super disappointed with some of the directions they took with characters in the show. You should just be able to, it will print whatever the active extruder is, Q. So just specifying T0 or T1 will set your active extruder, and you do that at the beginning of your print and you're fine. Or if you set that just in main sailor fluid, if you just choose that macro, and if your start G code doesn't choose doesn't have a T whatever, it just does whatever the current active extruder is. Can you show us a heat shrink insulation crimp trick? Yes, but I don't have anything to really explain it with, a practical thing right now. But next time I have an opportunity to, I will. Need a two-pin microfit. This is going to go here, and I want this to be straight into that. So right there. I need two of these guys. That heat shrink insulation crimp thing is best used or most useful on fiberglass insulated wire. If I'm catching what you're asking for properly. Oh, Dead Bob, I wouldn't doubt it. I don't want that to happen, but okay. You have Raptor, which could use some extending wires, but has solid core and no fraying insulation. Okay. I was overthinking it, just didn't think of setting the T0, T1 manual. Yeah, you can just set whichever. I need a 2-pin thermistor thing, so polarity doesn't matter. Today would be the day to play the change glasses drinking game. Holy moly. Okay, so that is on there. Let's see how good of a job I did. Oops, that has to go that way. It's going to go down there. That will plug in, and this will move and plug in. Okay, I think we're good. Are we ready? I think we're ready to bolt this together now. I think we're ready to bolt the tool head on, extruder on, and then we can start working on some of the other wiring. Okay. Got a bunch of, oh, here's a high flow version of the Dragon. So this is the newer, what's different about a V2 on these is they went with the copper heatsink all the way to the top, even on the standard flow. And then the high flow either has a ceramic or fiberglass insulation over the extended part of the melt zone. I don't, there they are. Oh, I might have to get a different screws here because I think they might be different for the, I had an eye surgery to get rid of my reading glasses. And I'm not at that point yet. I'm gonna have to grab, what is it, a 20 millimeter and a 30 millimeter? Is that right on those? 20 and 30. Let's find out. Well, I am resisting bifocals. I do not want, okay, yeah, I think that was right. I am trying not to resort to bifocals. Is all correct? I want to make sure everything is lined up well. If I had bifocals, then I wouldn't be able to swap glasses as much as I do. And I wouldn't lose them, and going to a Clockwork 2 style on this is such a quality of life improvement on this assembly. I have progressive lenses and still use an optivisor. Yeah. Okay. That is on. This is up there. The hot end plugs in. The probe plugs in. And the X end stop plugs in. And the thermistor. Everything reaches. Woohoo! And we got fans, and then we'll use a separate wire for the so I think the idea here is I'm going to get things wired up, and because we got another 45 minutes, we'll be going the full 3 hours today, maybe a little more. But in between finishing wiring this up, I'll make sure that I understand the little changes that I need to make to the wiring to make this work before we come back to this in a few weeks after the Trident build. Ollie, I'm late to the game. What's the tool head board? So this is a afterburner style tool head PCB and it has the extra input for a filament sensor for the ERCF, which we'll have to pull all this apart, I know, to get that magnet in and test the sensor. We'll pull it apart and hold it off to the side while we test it at that point. This is fixed and swivel. So this is going to go here. And the harness. Let's get the gist of the harness done. So I'm not forgetting that the I'm not forgetting that there are some changes that need to be made. But in the interest of getting this actually wired, we'll go through those, because we're not going to get to the point where we're printing or powering this thing up today. Just plug this in and plug this in. Will an afterburner tool head work with the stealth burner? Yes. Now, it doesn't match up shape-wise, it doesn't flow, but the afterburner or the stealth burner fan assembly, this is what I'm going to use here. So you can get an idea here. See, that sits here, it fits. It doesn't flow back like the Clockwork 2 setup, but it is functional and it works, and it doesn't look too bad. I mean, from the front, you see that it doesn't match up, but it works. We're using the stealth burner tool head and fan assembly with a Galileo extruder. Okay, so that, and I had added the stealth burner wiring as part of this is the old wires. So the stealth burner wiring is PTFE. If I just pull it from here, we shouldn't have to redo it. There we go. So this should already be the right length. So this is coming from here. So I'm just gonna tuck this in. There we go. See you, DJ Natty. Thanks for being here. What do you think about CAN bus? I have a few CAN boards. I have not set them up yet. I am planning on my first experience with those to be in the Tridex build. So I have 2 of the Huvid boards that will be part of the Eddie's Tridex build. So I think the angle I'm gonna go with this is pull that. Got the X first, so we're just gonna pull this way, and then take the fixed end, just go like this. Just lay it in here, nice and straight. End is going to have to pop off. Get rid of some Charlie hair. Oh yeah, if he was awake, he'd be having fun. So let's take this, do like that. Right like that. So we can put this back on. And some screws. Screws and this little piece. So as part of the next release for Trident, and based on several requests for proper cable chain wire management, we're gonna, I've made these back when I first built my first Voron. They're just a little zip tie mount or anchor. It just goes here pointing back towards the chain to give you something to tie the wires to on this end. It's only needed for the generic, the 3-hole generic chains. The IGUS and the 2-hole stuff that comes with the LDO kits have tabs built into them. So Suns game is starting. How are the Suns doing? I used to pay a lot of attention to basketball, but got pretty discouraged with all the shenanigans with the Kings over the last nearly 20 years. I see how it is. Everyone's leaving me for games and racing. There we go. Go River Cats, yeah. River Cats, well, it used to be Rayleigh Field. Now it's Sutter Health Park or something like that. That is 2 miles from my house. Okay, I need a... Where did I put those? Where did I put those? Oh. This'll work. Thanks, Tunke. You're not leaving? Thanks, Tracy. Sports ball is far less engaging than me. Thank you. There we go. I need more to drink. I'm gonna be right back. There we go. Water. I was doing that build yesterday and got an absolutely raging headache. Had a hard time continuing. So, need to hydrate. Okay, let's see. Where is this going to go? Hi, Nils. So that at the end, and move this somewhere around there. Why is that being a pain to move? There we go. Oh, looks like that's going to have to hit there a little bit. The Galileo chain setup is a little different than the Afterburner that I had on here before, so yep, that'll be fine. I'm here till you have to go to bed for work. Yeah. So I have had like 3 4-day weekends in a row, and I go back to work tomorrow. So this has been a very short feeling weekend. Okay, so that like that. I don't know if you can see, but I was wondering what this little piece of plastic was on my workbench today. And I realized I bumped that with the 350 I was working on, the 350 V2 I was working on yesterday. Oh, I'll be here too, currently crimping for my second V0.1 umbilical. Fun. How is it working for the state? I work at the city level and I'm starting to get pretty burnt out. I've been working for the same organization for since March of 1997. I like the people I work with. So it's not too bad. There is definitely periods of burnout, whatever, but I like it. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Looks like everything's good, but we want to, okay, we got that and the Z chain. Time to print a new socket cover. Okay, so the fixed end is on the gantry side, so that's going to go there, which means we have to pull the end off for now. Drop this into here. Start fixing these. Time to print a new socket cover. What socket cover? Oh, pull the end off of this side too. There, and this goes like this. Make sure we don't get any wires crimped in there, and then this moves freely. For the, oh yeah, thanks. That a socket cover wouldn't be too hard to make and print. I'm sure there's a billion designs out there on the various file sharing sites. Okay, so that's going there. Get a couple of these in here. There we go. Then got a zip tie. Get a few just in case we need them. So zip tie through this set right here. So this is our anchor for this side. So now we want to make sure that we're right around the middle. So I usually pull this to an end, push it to an end, and then find about the middle point. And that should be good. Find the limits of travel, and then tie it down about the middle. Install a USB outlet. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay, so now I'm gonna need, take this out of the way for now. Get that there, and this bolts on there. I think I'm gonna need my ball head wrench for this. There we go. Little gymnastics to get in here. Does anyone know if Mercury ones get a serial? That's a good question. It's not really a Voron though. If it's V-Will, if it's still V-Will, no. If it's still V slot, V-Wills, no. Okay, so let's put this on. Just hooks on the back and then bolts on the front. It goes like that. Have some wires here that are extras. So now for the attachment on this side, I grab because there's no real good spot and we didn't build in a spot, grab a zip tie and anchor it to the side of the link. This is out here in the back, out of the way. Can't really see it. Just like that. And then on the bottom, the same thing. Just whatever the lowest link you can get to. And then find that center part in the, just like that. This bottom link never moves. Everything's right there. Everything's nice and neat right there. We are good. I never asked, has the music been okay? Nobody mentioned it, so I kind of hope so. I assume so. Hopefully I have enough wire for that. For the NeoPixel. I guess I didn't need as much up here at the tool head. Music is fine, good. Let's go through here and around that tab in there. Right like that. I'll have to redo some of that depending on if I have too much for that NeoPixel wire or not. Not enough down here. Yeah, nobody complained. I look at things, I remember, I realize I never asked, so hold this. You're here for the music. Don't know about anyone else. I hope not. My taste, I like music. I'm just very not musically inclined. I should have taken the bottom panel out, but that's fine. We'll discover what that looks like when we get under there. I agree, Sanity. I talk too much. Okay. Top side is wired up, minus any changes I end up having to make. Let's see what this looks like on the bottom side. What would you think of a cheaper switch wire with rods instead of rails? How much cheaper do you think rods are when you start looking at the bearings and the rods? How much cheaper are they? And that's not, I really don't know. I imagine they're cheaper, but are they cheaper enough to be worth it? Core XZ Legacy style. Legacy edition. Okay. What do we have here? That is the thermistor for the... Remember, we switch unwired it last time, and holy moly, I've got lots of wire. I can just loop that around like that, I think. What do we have here? 24. Oh, so this is 24 volt with its own fuse for the tool head board, I imagine. You still here, Leroy? Just legacy wire. Okay, let's look at this because we're gonna have things to plug in and translate. Yeah, this comes with the wiring harness. I think I can go around like this along with the rest of the harness. Just kind of go around like this and hit the 24 volts. So that's good. This, I need that extra little bit of wire that I pulled at the tool head. So let's see what we can do there. We have way too much here. So let's just let's take this off so I can find those wires, and this PTFE I'll just pull through the, there's two of them. There's the 3 wires we want right there. Right there. So we're gonna pull this. It's probably right about there. Pull those that way. I think that's those guys right there. That's it. Make sure we still have everything. There we go. Pick that up. I'm hoping to take an ANET A8 and an Ender 3 Pro and combine them with Core XZ. Trash truck. Dumpster fire. A8, the fire hazard one. Okay. So, shorten that. Hopefully that'll give me the length I want. On the underside here. Oh yeah, much better. I think the NeoPixel, is it right there? Probe. Where is that this guy? Might be. I think that's that guy right there. Now, I'm gonna go this way and around here. This one is gonna go up here. Just kind of hang out right there and go right there. These, I'll just plug things in and then see where it falls. So this is FS. What is, oh, I've got a little cheat sheet, I think. FS, filament sensor. Okay. PF is part cooling fan. Which one did I have for part cooling? And that matches up with what I marked for... I don't know which one I had for part cooling before. Just going to plug that in right there for now. Charlie is hugging his back legs like that picture I showed you before. We had a big, long Charlie visit earlier. What do I have here? What did I unplug? Oh, did I redo the... Oh, those are plugged in. Got Y. Extruder. Oh yeah, I only have one. X, Y, Z, E0. There we go. That goes right there. I have to get really close to the monitor to be able to read it with these glasses. Oh, so is Rat Rig introducing a new EVA? I have no experience with their stuff. Let's see here. BL. Bed leveling probe. So I think this needs to... Oh. Well, I can use that. I can use the probe there. Probe switch. Probe port. I have to change my configuration a little bit from what I was doing before. Now, I need to fix something here because the Super Pinda is 5 volts. I need to figure out how to do that. So that's something I'm going to have to figure out in between streams. So let me write this stuff down, because I'm going to forget. And I don't want to fry something. Where is... Actually, I'm just going to start a note. 5 volts for S-Pinda. Take the 5 volts off the NeoPixel. Yeah, I'll just have to fix that stuff in the wiring. Because right now it's probably getting 24 volts and the stuff. XE, X end stop. Now why is this a 2-pin? I need that to be a 3-pin. So let's pop this out. Pop that out. And that is going to be, what is the pin out on these things? You can wire a 5-volt probe to the toolhead PCB. There's a voltage selector on the back of the probe. Oh, okay. On the back of the PCB. Thanks, Leroy. I appreciate that. Here, I'm going to put that in my notes. There. Here, why don't we... Where is that? Do I have... I think... I might have a bare PCB that I can look at. No, that's the wrong one. No, I have the non-ERCF versions here. I don't see a... I'll have to look at it on the board here. On Rabbit PCB only, not on... Yeah, that's what I was just looking. Let's pop this off so we can get a view of that. All our wire lengths are good now, so let's pull all of this apart. These 14-pin connectors are tough. They hold in pretty tight. Okay, I'm going to pull that off after I unplug it. Ow. There we go. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. This is, remember, this is the afterburner based toolhead PCB. And there are solder jumpers to select the voltages for the various pieces. So I will solder bridge for the, looks like AB, is that ABL? The silk screen on here is a little tough. I did not get this, just for clarification. I already had this toolhead PCB. I think I got this directly from Heart K. I bought the Easy board from a flea market person based out of Las Vegas. I already had the PCB, but he sent me all the connectors to populate it. I think before I had said I got the PCB from him as well, but I think I got the PCB from Kyle. They have defaults. You have to cut the default. Okay. I need to look at it closer. I don't see that any of them are connected, but because none of them are bridged. I'll confirm before I do it. Hi, Jaroslav from Poland. Welcome. Okay, let's leave that. Let's continue looking at the bottom here. Which side did I have? Let's continue looking at what things plug in where. Thanks for the heads up, Andres. I'll make sure that I will become more familiar with the options that I have to set, and then I'll cover them when we continue this build. I'm taking my notes on what I need to do. Now, the SKR board here has 3-pin connectors for the end stops. So the X stop, I need to figure out which pin is the signal wire. So let's go to the screen share, and let's just grab here, and we're gonna go SKR 1.4 GitHub. I'm gonna go to Big Tree Tech's GitHub and hardware 1.4 pin. The end stops here, the connector towards the thermistors. The pin towards the thermistors is the signal pin. So this guy here, 1.29, is the pin for the XN stop. It's right there. That's how I will orient it in the housing here. So this guy is going to go right there and plug in right there. Hi, Thomas. So I'm going through and just plugging things in, seeing where they land, and then I'll try to make the wiring wrap around to where it's nice and neat. This is the hot end fan. Goes in up there. And this is the FS was the filament sensor, which I'm just going to go into what they call the, well, I used E0 for my fan, so I'm going to use E1. And that's in there. That's correct. And then T0 is the thermistor. That goes there. And then I have a ground wire that's going to go around here and a heater wire, which I'm guessing the H0 needs to go into the negative side of into the ground side of the hot end, which is right here. And then this is going to go up and go follow this power wire over to the power supply. Is that correct? Did I cover all of that correctly, Leroy? And then TH1 is going to be my bed sensor. That goes just right back where it was. I think all of that is it plugged in. You're back, John. What'd you miss? Okay, so all of this comes through here. Got a bunch of little cable ties. All of these guys that I pulled off from before. So let's grab a bunch of those. See what we can do about cleaning it up. Looks correct. Thank you. Forgot one under the frame. Oh, I did forget one. What is that? I'll look at that here in a second. Pull all these up. You guys have a good eye. You guys have a great eye for that stuff. Okay, what do we have here? This is LD. What is LD? What is LD? Fix the head wobbliness. Looks like better cooling will be the default. Oh, for what? Oh, for the, we're talking about the EVA. I'll have to check that out. It's always interesting to see what's going on. LD. What is LD? Oh, what is LD? Well, but it doesn't have. Oh, is that's for? So that's for the Stealth Burner version. Is that? Where does it go on this side? That's some of the changes you were notifying me about, right? Yep. See? Okay, so we won't worry about that right now. We will be, this will see two different versions here. I need to make some changes. I need to make sure that I'm covered. But that's, I think, beyond what I want to try to handle in my brain between paying attention to you guys and trying to figure out what changes I need to make because I want to do this in 2 stages. So this was all sent over with the stealth burner, I think, tool head in mind. And I'm not running it that way at first. However, I will be running it that way at a later date. Stealth burner PCB moved 5 volt from the small. Yeah. So we will be, I'll be making sure I don't let any magic smoke out for this build and taking notes of what I need to change and change back when we get to putting the stealth burner version on. So for now, I believe that's going to sit. We're not going to power this on today. We're cleaning things up and just getting the next step ready towards printing. And I may actually go through and shorten some of these just to clean up the wiring. This is designed, I imagine, to make sure that no matter how you lay out your printer, that you're going to have enough wire to reach, because there's not much that would be worse than buying a harness and not being able to plug something in because you put a controller in a spot that is different from someone else. Bleed off the factory smoke. They always add a little too much. I don't know. I think this lost all the smoke it had. It left it all over the controller. Ooh. That is just going to go somewhere. Okay. So this is looking good. Like I said, I think I will go through and shorten a bunch of these. And maybe we can kind of wind down, and because there's some of these that there's no question that that's where they go. This is going to be the only configuration that this printer is going to have. So let's just kind of chat while I shorten some of these wires. I'm going to pull this sinew off so I can get free here. So I'm going to start with this one, work it back. What do we have here? Lots of wires. But what I want to do is all these nice little labels, I'm going to push along so I don't lose those. That can go out because that's getting in the way. This guy. What do we have here? These are important. I don't want to lose the pin out because that's important. I have an Ender 3 with rails that I could use to give EVA 3 a try. EVA 3 sounds promising. What's the highlights there? I'm going to just do little I'm just going to mark this side of the connector to help keep track. I'm going to go ahead and split this so I can get it past the tangle of wires. Okay, so that goes there. This comes back here. Okay, so then this was the thermistor, which is going to sneak right here. So I still want plenty of wire, but I don't need that much. So we're going to cut it back to about here. And I'm going to make sure I don't have anything here. How can I get some more of those labels? Yeah, these labels are nice. Who wants to summarize my summary for... Okay, so let's push these way back so I don't lose them. I don't want to lose the nifty little labels. We're going to cut it right here. Okay. And get a couple of pins here. Do some just shortening and neatening it for my particular application. Better modularity for hot end and extruder, improved part cooler, better rigidity, heat set insert option. Cool. So before I knew that there were different heat sets out there, I was going to be building the Hypercube Evolution, and there was a whole thing around that one went there. Whole thing, the heat set inserts that Scott, who designed the Hypercube Evolution, was recommending were those injection molded style that are not the proper setup for our application. So I went through and designed, if you go out to Thingiverse, a whole mod collection around removing the heat sets and using captured nuts instead. See you, Golden Jaguar. Thanks for being here. Remember, everyone, next stream is going to be Sunday. It is going to start the Trident beta kit from LDO. They are providing it to me so I can give feedback on the build and any potential issues or changes that need to happen. So we are going to find problems. That's the whole purpose, is just to go through and build it and see if there's any notes and feedback we can provide. Cool thing is they are providing some giveaways. So on Sundays, I'll be giving away each Sunday stream that I do with that build. I'll have a giveaway and a potential last stream surprise. EVA 3 will still have nuts for barbarians. Okay. As long as you can satisfy the barbarians. LDO Trident kit coming. Yep. So I showed earlier the colors in the frame. So it's a space gray frame, Sparta 3D fluorescent sparkle blue, main color with Sparta 3D obsidian black accent. This will be a 300 cube build. So 300 by 300 by 300. Trident R2 when? So Trident R2 isn't even a glimmer in anyone's eye because technically it's Trident R1. So it's a first revision. Trident R1 is out there. It is available. I did a pull request. It's in draft status right now. And that's so I wanted to get the files out there for anybody who knows who wants to check out the files ahead of time. It's very minor changes. Way more minor than 2.4 R2 was. And even that I considered a minor change. There are no significant hardware changes like the X-Rail for 2.4 was. So, what nozzle do you like to use when printing carbon fiber? I just use generic, not generic, but E3D or the Fadis hardened steel nozzles, whichever one I have. I have not used much of them for of the coated versions out there. I do have when I was running a Mosquito on one of my printers, I had the slice vanadium nozzle on it. I have never tried a Nozzle X or any of the ruby or sapphire or whatever diamond nozzles. I've not tried any of those. Usually it's just a standard hardened steel nozzle, either Fetus or I have bought the genuine E3D ones. The LDO Trident kit has been coming. No, because they've always planned to do it after the 2.4 kit was established. So as far as for a very long time, the plan has been this summer. So for Trident R1, all of the like cross bridge countersunk holes that were done on 2.4 R2 were ported back over to Trident. The offset front idlers were done. The unique change to Trident is the bed mounts. These guys here have been, I've increased the thickness of them by 3 millimeters. And the reason is doing that gave 3 extra millimeters in Z travel. So that's the front idlers and this are the only real functional changes. Now, the added a mount for Wagos for mains power and the bed power, putting those officially into the files, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, it's very minor. The bolt-on side fans that from 2.4 R2 is being moved over to Trident. One day you can cover how to set up GitHub. I have some mods I've made, but GitHub is a mystery to me other than knowing how to download from it. GitHub is, I have a love-hate relationship with GitHub, more hate than anything. I get very lost in GitHub. I'm not the one to teach someone how to do it. I've got a cheat sheet that I can read that helps me fumble my way through, but yeah. I'm hoping the evolution of Orange Trident looks like the most IDEX potential. Yeah, for the most part, Trident is considered to be the one that is most potential for tool changing type stuff and IDEX type things, just because it's easier to deal with that stuff when you have a fixed gantry. LDL Trident kit before I get my Steam Deck or before I get the Prusa XL. Probably before the Prusa XL. Aren't they talking later this year? Murox 253 Trident. So Trident, my Trident build, the test kit, I got right at 250 millimeters of travel. And that's dependent on the thickness of your bed, the thickness of the standoff for your bed, that kind of stuff. Depending on your build, like I think my orange Trident, I got a little less than that. So adding 3 millimeters really solidifies being able to get 250-ish millimeters out of the printer. Don't use ruby nozzles. Yeah, I've heard that the joint between them can come loose and cause problems. I think we're pretty much wrapping this up. This stuff is just shortening wires. I think the key here is to push those labels back so you don't lose those wonderful labels. Push the labels back before you shorten it down, then you don't have to worry about losing them. Because this FEP, or whatever they use, wire, FEP I think, is really slick and it's easy to shift those. So then I'm just going to cut them down and just kind of clean this up a little bit. We'll keep, as long as you guys have questions, we'll keep chatting. Maybe another 5 or 10 minutes or so. Usually starts winding down once I say we're about done. So I suspect Prusa XL will be next year. I wouldn't be surprised. That is I'm really looking forward to seeing it. A lot of the things they're doing are really neat, but I think it's ambitious with the way the world and supplies and stuff are. Thank you, makes me feel better knowing I'm not the only one who's clueless about GitHub. Yeah. I've had some people be very nice and very patient with me to get where I am right now. So big thanks to Haribo on the and Kilo Qubit on the Voron GitHub. They were instrumental in me figuring out as much as I have been able to do. Schedule of times for the Sunday streams. So Sunday streams is, with the very, very rare exception, are always going to be 10 a.m. my time on Sunday. The Trident build is going to cover probably 3 Sundays worth of content, because I'm going to do weekday streams for the Trident build. Those will be shorter streams, hopefully easier to capture after the fact for those that's not a friendly time zone for, or time for. The reason I'm doing that is because I can't take 7 or 8 weeks to build the Trident and get reasonable feedback back to LDO. I have to do it in a more compressed time. So doing the weekday streams, and I'm thinking Monday. So I'm thinking Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. And it is starting this coming Sunday. I have the kit here. I've done some inspection on it, just making sure I don't have any major gotchas. There's one shipping issue we had that caused a major gotcha, but that's going to be corrected by the time I get to that part in the build. I got the wrong, we swapped a couple of shipments. So, but Tracy, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, we got time for even not so quick questions. How's the buggy build going? I haven't printed anything new on that. I'm planning on picking that up. That's not lost. That's definitely going to be great. I'm using that once I'm almost ready. It'll be like a filler stream when I don't have something to do. We're gonna build that. Did you have to extend the cables on your small webcams for the larger build machines? There's 2 different webcams that I'm using. The regular one I've shown before, and then there's a wide angle version. It's slightly different. The PCB is slightly different, and it comes with like a 2-foot cable. It's not long enough. The regular one that I was talking about that I installed on stream a few streams ago, that one has enough length, and I think it has enough length even for a 350. I'm going to be installing one on this printer, so I'll know for sure after I do that. Which OV camera housing have you been using? I've been using one it's semi-released. It's by the same person, Slider, SLIDR, who does the Panzer chains. If you go to his, so here's what you do. If you go to his, and I've got some chatting to catch up on, I know. If you go to the Voron users GitHub, and I try to just kind of show how I get places. I don't remember how to get to many places. If you go to printer mods and you go down to Slider, and you see there's Panzer balls and Panzer chains. But if you go to his change, his last change, you can go to his GitHub, and now you're no longer on Voron Design, you're on Slider. And if you go to printer mods, and I'll post this link in chat, you'll see Panzer Observer. And this is something that he hasn't pushed to, he hasn't done a pull request for, but it's being worked on. We talked about it. He confirmed that this was, I didn't know when I showed it the first time, but he said it was okay to show. But I'll post that link here. So that's how I get to this thing. And that's the one I use. Hey, I rate some spam. Check that out. Are those gone? Oh boy, do I have to go all of those? Let me catch up here. We'll try to build start week. Yep. What stepper motor are being used for the Trident? I am using the LDO kit afterburner setup for Trident at first, and then we'll be swapping it over to other parts in further streams. Killer Prince, thanks for becoming a member. Do you think that a Heart toolhead PCB at the toolhead and then a second PCB near the MCU would work as a breakout board near the MCU? That's what LDO's kits do. You'll see it in the coming things, and it's a good idea. It works well. Jordan loves the stream. Would send you a super chat if I could, but I just graduated. No problem, man. I'm just grateful that everybody's here. There is no obligation, no anything. I thank everybody for being here, keeping me company when I do these builds. I'm having fun, so that's reward. I figured you meant something else. Okay. Let me see if I can catch up to those. I did do the report. Did it hide the rest of them? Because I see these still here. Report. Report. Do I have to do each one? Would you be willing to design some sheet stops for the Trident? It's hard for me to line my sheet up perfectly and would like to be able to slide the flex sheet. Let me think about that. Do I have to hit each one of these stupid things to get rid of them? Let me catch up on reporting these. I hope I got all the right ones. Yep, there we go. Okay. Did we hit enough people in here or something? Bots equals popular. Let's hide it from the channel. What's your go-to brand of ABS in the US? I have a lot of KVP. I hesitate. They're supposed to be on track for improving their processes, but there's been enough issues in the community. I hesitate to recommend it, but I have a bunch of it. My more recent go-to, although some people have said it sticks a little too well, the Sparta stuff I've been really happy with. Sparta 3D out of Canada. And at least for us in the US, it's really reasonable to get with the exchange rate and shipping. So I think I've caught up. If I missed something you said, feel free to say it again. I mean, at the very least, it adds engagement, right? Three entire builds from. Oh, so you've used a lot of Sparta 3D, so apparently you like it, Killer, right? Killer Prince. ABS is old school. ASA is what the cool kids use. I just don't want to have to deal with drying it. And I haven't avoided ASA at all. I just haven't really found a selection of it that I've wanted to buy. The owner is also active on Discords if you have issues. Yep. I highly endorse Sparta 3D and their stuff. I haven't been. There's nothing coming back to me there. I just I bought some of their stuff. I like it. I'll continue to buy it. Doesn't mean I don't like other stuff too, though. There's a few brands of stuff on my shelf. Have I used Prusament PC Blend carbon fiber? No, but first day it was available, I ordered it. I just haven't used it yet. I'd love to see your completed buggy in action once you complete it. Yep, I will. We'll build it. At the very least, I'll post a video of it running afterwards, and we'll do what we can here. You already are the bot killer. The sticking too well on the Sparkle Obsidian Black. I need to figure out what I want to do. So far, for moderators in my channel, I've been choosing folks on the Voron team. I need to think about that. Sanity would be a great option. People that are here all the time. I have had the sticking too well on the Sparkle Obsidian Black, peels bottom layer from part being printed when taken off. I need to get some glue stick. Yeah, and that's probably part of my success, is I use a extremely thin layer of glue stick on almost all of my parts. I mean, I'll apply glue stick and then I'll refresh. I'll just wipe down with IPA, and I won't reapply for weeks. So it ends up getting very thin, but I haven't had any trouble. Now on the OSEC, oh, we're still in there. On the OSEC plate, I've been printing all of the blue, the sparkle fluorescent blue, and I haven't had a single problem. It's sticking well. It's coming off the plate when it's cool. No problems at all. And I heard that the fluorescent blue was really bad for sticking too well. Jason, is ASA more prone to getting wet than ABS? Yeah, it is more hygroscopic. The Filament orange that this is printed out of, I get significantly better quality prints out of it after I've dried it. Is there any reason you switched to a Pinda on your switch wire? I ran the Pinda when I originally built it because I used all my Mark III parts, and so I designed the little Pinda pinion, the Pinda adapter for that. I have a Super Pinda which I put in here, and I was doing some tests between the Omron and the Super Pinda to see if I was getting any difference in magnetic effect way back when I was first working on this, and just the Super Pinda is what's on it now. Is ABS carbon fiber any good? I like ABS carbon fiber. I've been running the black. That's my original Voron that I built. It's May. I built it 2 years ago. In April and May of 2020 is when I built that printer. And I used atomic carbon fiber ABS, and almost all of it is still the same parts. Hey Steve, any recommendation on a good looking gold color ABS or ASA? I need something to match up. Ooh, gold is super hard to match up. I'd almost go with a complementary color there at that point. Does the OSEC sheet really have such a nice finish? I'm liking it. It's a satin finish. It's not gonna come out as shiny as some of the other type finishes, but it's sticking well. I don't run brims. I avoid brims on as many prints as I can. Some of the buggy parts I've ran a brim because I really need things to, the very corners to stay. But even without brims, everything is turning out. I mean, here, I did a little part here. This is for the Trident build. This is on the OSEC sheet. My first layer was way too high, and I still got zero lifting in the corners. So I just ordered a Prusa satin sheet for your 250 Trident. I cannot get I have the Prusa satin sheet. I cannot get ABS to stick to it. I've heard people using some of the adhesion promoters. Glue stick doesn't work. Just super clean soap and water type stuff doesn't work. I've set it aside. I can't get ABS to stick to it, so it's not useful to me. Good night. What was that? Eve? Is that right? Missed it. What green is that on the V2 in the background? That is a commissioned color from C. on the Voron Discord. He ordered that. He asked KVP to make that. I think he's referring to it as super green. I don't know what KVP, if they're going to make it generally available, and what they're going to call the color. But I like it. Sasso, thanks for becoming a member. Yeah, this, I don't know why this was too high. I was using the same thing. I didn't heat soak as long as I usually do when I printed this. Constantine, did you try roughing up the satin sheet? I don't like going to there. I could. I mean, I want to try to see how well it works with PLA and PETG and stuff too, because I have the OSEC sheet. I don't need a satin sheet now. That's a satin sheet. So if I can avoid taking sandpaper to something, I do. Just printed foreign parts with Prusament ASA on the Prusa textured sheet parts. Oh yeah, I love the Prusa textured sheet. Love it. That's why I really like the 250 size. I sacrifice a little bit of Y, but I can use the Prusa textured sheets on my 250 builds. Sasso, thank you for the great streams. You're welcome. I'm still going, but I think we're winding down. We've had a good end of stream chat. This is awesome. I like the questions when they come in. Try to keep up with them. Have you refreshed your build plate with acetone? I've never had to take acetone to a build plate. What brand ABS is that again? Which one? The green here is KVP. And so is the gray. This is KVP graphite. These are the colors my friend chose for this printer. So the second one that I build is going to be an orange. We're not sure which orange, and graphite as well. What kind of cloth do you wipe down your bed after you have the glue stick? When I try that, I get paper towel or cotton fiber stuck in it every time. I use plenty of IPA. With plenty of IPA, you don't wipe it down until it dries out. And I try to do it cold. Because I literally just use a paper towel, folded into quarters. And I usually have the same paper towel sitting on the bench for a couple of weeks before I have to throw it away and grab a new one. Yeah, I imagine once the Prusa XL is established and those sheets are available, I know you have to own, I don't know if you'll have to own an XL or any Prusa to get access to them. Some of the Prusa parts are only, replacement parts are only available to owners. But the 350 size, the 360, whatever the XL size is with the introduction of the XL is going to spur an uptake in aftermarket availability of that size. Green side of a kitchen sponge, the Scotch-Brite pad, which is very aggressive. So looking forward to the Trident. I'm looking forward to the Trident kit build too. It's cool seeing. So I was the lead on Trident. So the design, the Z, basically, really it's the Z because the gantry is Voron 2 with some tweaks. The X MGN 12X came from the community. So the Z and the configuration of the electronics and the skirts is all my design. So I'm really excited to see that coming out, and I've already been excited with how many builds there are. We went, my serial number on my V1 at the time was 210, and we're up over 600 now. So I got 210 in probably March or April of 2021. So it's going up. The slope is increasing. So it's exciting to see. For the Stealth Burner 5015 fan, do you need without the mounting holes? Yeah, you have to cut them off. You cut those off. You can see it here. You see the mounting holes were, I don't remember exactly where they are, but you cut them off. These are screws. That is not the mounting tab. All those are is sitting screws in the plastic to help hold it in. but you cut those off to where this is a smooth outer surface. Just sad that there's no 300 Prusa XL. Yeah, I would have loved a 300 because the two sizes I have are 250s and 300s. Moreau, still waiting for your Trident serial number? We're caught up for the most part. How long have you been waiting? And have you checked Reddit to see if there are any notes? Because often we'll make notes to say, hey, can you give a better picture of your managed toolhead wiring, for instance? There's probably something that's keeping it from being issued. Because Tim on the Discord, admin Tim, he made a Herculean effort a week or two ago of getting 300 or something serials issued. A PC opened up. Soon 3 serial number people will be the old school boys. Yeah. I mean, my first Voron serial number is Voron 2449. And I had it built in time to get something in the 300 range, but I took extra time because I wanted the serial number video to be a little extra. But I didn't feel like that was very early. And now we're at over 3,000. Holy moly. Would you have put the serial video on Reddit prior to release, or is there a special process for pre-release projects? So pre-release stuff does get an unposted. It gets a serial that doesn't before the requirements for posting to Reddit are not there. Not so patiently. So think Trident kits, Jason's saying, think late summer is realistic for the Trident kit availability. Ansgar 2.4R2 midspan fan holders are 1-to-1. They're exact. Yep. I just copied the CAD from the 2.4R2 and pasted it into Trident. Oh, I got more. Holy moly. How do I can I hide user from this channel? Does that get rid of it? I guess they think we should have a love life and have no life. Yeah, I think, yep, hiding the user deleted it. I'd already reported them, so. Probably should get around to getting a serial. So far I have V0, V0.1, 2. You have a 2.2 and you don't have a serial? I mean, that's almost as bad as Sanity. That's worse than Sanity. If you have a 2.2 with no serial. You almost there, Sanity? For a limited time, get your Voron delivered with a free Russian. Okay. There we go. So, recap. I'm going to shorten these wires. We'll see that on the next stream. I will make sure I'm 110% sure on the little tweaks I need to make because of the way I'm using this. We'll cover that in the next stream on this. We're taking a break from this for a few weeks to work on the LDO Trident kit build. Be sure to be here. Like, subscribe if you want the notifications. You know, I don't usually bring that up at all. But there will be the Sunday streams. There will be a giveaway of Trident parts. I won't be doing giveaways on the weekday streams because I don't want to restrict the my normal audience at this worldwide friendly time slot, because the weekday streams are not going to be as friendly. So, is there any chance you can add an Acromills drawer organizer so it's split in half in both X and Y? Well, I provided a step file. The cat is there. My dragon has no cereal because I've not bothered to do any wire management. Get it cleaned up, get your cereal. So, Arctangent, thanks for becoming a member. So, we will see you next week. Same time, same place. Thank you, everybody who became a member today. It just makes me feel good. I mean, it's I appreciate it. Thanks for those who donated. Thanks for everybody that was here. Have a good rest of your Mother's Day, and we will see you next time. Bye.